Trying a social media detox is painful or somewhat similar to giving up on your favorite things, as our mind will never be ready for it. But we all know the result will turn out to be a sweet cake. So I'm making this video to support you with 7 tips on how to survive this experience without losing your mind. Hello beautiful souls, welcome to Mindspace, a place to nourish your mind. You might have heard statements like, social media pulls our attention away all day night. Social media hijacks our mind and holds us onto it as long as possible. Or, social media tricks our feeling good hormone, dopamine, and tricks our brain into mistaken reward for real pleasure. Then you probably consider to do a social media detox. Believe it or not, it's not going to be an easy experience. So I'm making this video to support you with 7 tips on how to survive this experience without losing your mind. Let's go. What is a social media detox? A social media detox is also called a digital detox or a dopamine detox. According to the definition, a social media detox is a conscious elimination of social media use and consumption for a period of time. Yes, all social media use and consumption are completely eliminated. We start with the 3D detox and expand to 7 or 14 days later on. Why do we need one? The simplest answer is because we use social media far too much. It takes over our lives, preoccupy our minds, and we become constantly and habitually reaching for our phones. Therefore, a social media detox gives us a chance to clear our minds, rewind our brain, and break us out of the endless dopamine circle. Plus, taking a break from social media gives us a chance to take a step back and evaluate what are the most important things in our lives and how to use our time and mental space in a better way. I know, doing a social media detox sounds much easier than it actually does. That's why more than 2/3 of people give up their digital detox in the first 4 hours. I did one recently, and does require resilience and hard work, but it's definitely a rewarding experience. If you're interested to see my journey for a 7 days digital detox, please subscribe to my channel and I will post it as my next video. Okay, come back to today's topic. 7 tips on how to nail it without losing our minds. Tip number 1. Try the first detox on a holiday. According to a recent study, a holiday is a perfect time to try something new. That is because our environment makes huge impact on our life habits. Starting a fresh experience in a new environment could prevent us instantly slide back to the old life patterns. Trying our first detox on a holiday can create new cognitive stimulation and make things easier. Besides, a holiday usually makes us happier, which could make ease up the whole experience. Lastly, during a holiday, we are less bombarded by work or study-related email or messages that usually require immediate response. This could release some of our tension from not checking the phones frequently. Tip number 2. Tell friends and family before we start. Not only because friends and family could bring us support to go through this experience, but also we want to give them a peaceful mind when they don't hear from us as usual. Instead, we could build some real relationship with them. And this leads to the next tip. Tip number 3. Build real connection. Spend quality time with friends and family. In today's world, we are more connected than ever. However, we're starving for deeper relationship. Think of this. When did you last time have a real conversation with friends or family in person? Please designate a couple of hours for families and friends. Talk to them in person. Give them your full attention, and you will be amazed by the quality time you spend with each other without distraction of your phone nearby. Tip number 4. Set up the screen limit. We are taught from a young age to be aware of how much money we are spending, but we don't even think twice about how much time we are spending on our phones. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that we can't use the phone at all, but we have better monitor our screen time. There are a few apps that could help us to do the job, such as Detox, Moment, Stay Free. And now we can be fully aware of how we spend our time and attention. Besides, it's also important to leave our phone behind for the 30 minutes before bedtime and the first hour after we wake up. If you are interested in how to reconnect with yourself, I will link the videos below. Tip number 5. If it's too hard to put a phone away, then put it in a box or locker. For many of us, deleting social media might not be an option. It's totally fine. We don't necessarily have to remove all social media apps as long as we can stick to below rules. Rule number 1. Disable all the notifications. Rule number 2. Use our phones no more than 30 minutes for each time. Make sure we set a timer. Rule number 3. Put our phones out of our reach. For example, put it in a box. When we reach for phones, there is now a physical obstacle that snaps us out of the autopilot mode and encourages us to reflect on what we are doing. Tip number 6. Make a to-do list and integrate a new day-to-day schedule. Of course, we don't want to feel empty or bored during a digital detox. One of the best ways to drive our attention is filling up our schedule with the things that bring us joy. Try to do a to-do list and plan out a schedule that makes us feel more fulfilled and productive. Besides, we can always take this chance to reflect our lives and think about what things are important to our happiness. Tip number 7. Share our experience. One of the fast ways for us to grow is sharing our learnings, struggles, and achievements. By sharing our own experience, we can encourage others to start their journey, and as a reward, we will have more resilience to carry on our own. Besides, sharing the experience also helps us to understand what happened and provide us clarity on how to do things better as we move forward. In the end, our lives are not measured by likes we get, but in our ability to love. Let social media more everything else. Thanks for watching. See you next time.